Do you think that the payroll professionals are under risk with AI, or do you see them like augmenting their existing roles?
It's hard to say. I think a bit of both. I think, sure, like leveraging the AI itself within the payroll professional's role will be a thing. As to how many jobs or people that the technology will replace itself, that's a bit kind of hard to tell. So yeah, I'm actually not sure on that one.
It actually reminds me, I'm a big a sci-fi tech fan, and I'm not sure if you've seen the movie 2001 Space Odyssey, where the astronaut was trying to get into the dock and how the robot or AI controlled spaceship was not letting him in. And it was funny because my mind went to, like, if this was futuristic and Hal was running payroll, I could imagine this payroll person saying, "Don't do the payroll, Hal. There's a problem." It's like, "No, sorry, Dave, I can't do that. I'm going to pay your staff. Like, you are the weakest link in this. I'm not going to stop."
Welcome to the BundyPlus Podcast.
Welcome back to BundyPlus Podcast, and today I've got Levon once again. How are you, Levon?
Doing well, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I thought I'd open up an interesting conversation today, and it's been a little bit topical, and that is around technology and AI in payroll. There was a recent report that was posted by the Australian Payroll Association on the AI adoption in payroll, and I found it fascinating reading, and I'm not sure if you've read through it, Levon, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on what your impressions are, what it's going to be moving forward, what it is now, adoption, and I think we'll probably just go through each topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
AI adoption. Now, apparently, the report says across different size businesses, but on average, it's about 49% of people or companies have no AI adoption. Now, it's surprising to me, but not surprising, given we're sort of at the infancy of AI and there's a lot of sort of things around it. What was your impression on that, Levon?
Yeah, I would say I was more surprised than not surprised. I thought, based on those numbers in the reporting, that it was surprisingly low. You mentioned the 49%, but I mean, even looking at the other half, there was only really, I think, 2% that had like significant or broad usage or adoption of AI. And yeah, again, just considering the times and how much AI is kind of, being integrated in everything in all parts of our lives and industries. Yeah, I did think that was surprisingly low, but it also just means that there's a lot of room for adoption and advancement in our industry.
Yeah, and I think probably thinking about it more, if it's specifically AI adoption in payroll, it's not surprising because I haven't seen a lot of AI adoption in payroll. And there's going to be a lot of hesitance in putting it into payroll given the trust, the security, things like that. So, yeah, surprising but not surprising.
Yeah, I can share that sentiment too, just the fact that, we obviously work in payroll and, we're not living under a rock. So it would be on our radar, at least if it was, being adopted more frequently. But just, I guess, the greater or, maybe outside of our systems and community that, it still isn't that commonly used in payroll.
Yeah, exactly. And just reading on more, it seems like a lot of the drivers for the AI adoption is coming from the payroll professionals themselves. And that kind of speaks volumes as well. So it's not like they're the ones that are the blockers. It's sort of sounding like it's a bit more of maybe a technology gap in what's available for them to do their job. So that's another interesting stat.
Yeah, that was one of the main points there, was the skills gap essentially being one of the limiting factors. So, and I guess, resistance to change. But yeah, definitely a bit of, I guess, literacy or AI literacy needed.
So even like, touching on that, the change, do you think that the payroll professionals are under risk with AI, or do you see them like augmenting their existing roles?
It's hard to say. I think a bit of both. I think, sure, like leveraging the AI itself within the payroll professional's role will be a thing. As to how many jobs or people that the technology will replace itself, that's a bit kind of hard to tell. So yeah, I'm actually not sure on that one.
It actually reminds me, I'm a big a sci-fi tech fan, and I'm not sure if you've seen the movie 2001 Space Odyssey, where the astronaut was trying to get into the dock and how the the robot or AI controlled spaceship was not letting him in. And it was funny because my mind went to, like, if this was futuristic and Hal was running payroll, I could imagine this payroll person saying, "Don't do the payroll, Hal. There's a problem." It's like, "No, sorry, Dave, I can't do that. I'm going to pay your staff. Like, you are the weakest link in this. I'm not going to stop." So the second most was the leadership too. So they're obviously looking at from maybe the publicity of AI, how it's going to take jobs, how it's going to save a lot of money. I kind of don't see it as being taking jobs in payroll. I do see it being probably more thorough, is how I'd put it. So if you're using an AI to help you, it can race through a shitload of stuff that you couldn't do in the same amount of time and flag those exceptions that you may have missed or not missed. But I think there's still going to be a human part in payroll for what is quite a fair bit of time, from what I think.
Yeah, until it even has the potential to replace people or jobs.
Yeah, correct.
And I guess the other thing on that part as well was in terms of who's driving the adoption. I guess the IT and the software providers were on the lower end, which I think might expect to see being the adopters themselves or the people pushing for adoption. What do you reckon?
Yes and no. Like, we're certainly keeping an eye out from our AI positioning. And I'm very much an advocate of only put in solutions to solve a problem. Don't put in, an AI just because it's great and it has no problem to solve, because all you're going to do is confuse people. There's no reason to have it. That said, there is a couple of standout areas where AI could be used in payroll, and that's around, award checking, maybe some overall big data type checking that a human can't do easily without running a lot of reports. So I think maybe it is just that time lag with the software providers. Like, there's a few around. There's a few, like, for instance, APA, they've got their, what's it called? Beryl assistant. And that's great. But what about real life, as in, the people that we deal with, the Xeros, the MYOBs of the world? I know Pronto's working quite heavily now in AI. They've got a great AI roadmap that I've seen. So I think they're just late in adopting what is that technology. Whereas I think a lot of people, like the majority of the public that are embracing AI and ChatGPT or Grok or whatever, like, they want it now. Like, hey, can you sort out my timesheet? And it's like, but there's more to it, right?
No, definitely. I mean, especially because like I said, we're using it for so many other things. And I mean, it's kind of now just conflated with AI is just better, or it's going to automate things. How often, like you're saying, people are using ChatGPT to whatever, fill in the blank. And so it's just like, well, yeah, I want to apply that same, I guess, improvement and automation to payroll. But yes, not so straightforward.
Yeah. And that probably sort of moves on to the challenges and concerns with payroll adoption. And like, for me, it's the security side of it. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of history where people are putting in sensitive data into public ChatGPTs, unaware that they've basically committed a data privacy breach. So that's maybe one of the things that holding back the people that data privacy and security aware, that like, no, I'm not putting my staff's payroll information into an AI yet. I'm just going to hang back a little bit and wait. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's pretty much top of the list is data privacy and like compliance regulation. And we touched on the skill gap and the potential fear of job loss, and obviously just having the tech in place. But I think that the most concerning thing or resistance that's coming from adopting AI is, I think, around the data privacy, because obviously to integrate the AI or for the AI to learn, it's going to be exposed to sensitive information, and then what is that AI tool then exposing that data to? So
and even then, like, it's the confidence of what it's telling you back is correct, because there's a lot of AIs that do go a little bit nutty. Like, one of the ones that I remember, it was like a great example of asking, I can't remember if it was Grok or one of the two, said, show me a picture of salmon swimming upstream. And what it showed back in its first cut was literally square bits of cut salmon that you would eat on the plate swimming upstream. Like, you wouldn't want the same to happen with your payroll, right? So, something that was Captain Obvious wrong. You still need that human touch into it. That's going, nah, that's not right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's where it's like I think we were saying before off air before we started recording, where it can be like a double-edged sword. I mean, one of the reasons you want to implement AI is to have more accurate information and to adhere to more compliant systems. But, you know, that can also be the risk at the same time.
Mm.
So it's, I guess, getting it to a point where you have the confidence where it is accurate, because at the end of the day, payroll is all about making sure people get paid, you know, correctly. So yeah, we want to have, you know, no errors or as little room for errors as possible.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably a bit more on the front line on the sales side than I am. Well, not probably you are. Has there been any talk from any of the discovery meetings that you've gone through about AI? Do we have any AI, or they're adopting AI in any form at all? Or we literally are on the leading, you know, not many people adopting it at all.
Yeah. And yeah, not at all. I mean, I can almost comfortably say that that has been brought up almost at all, or at least not that I can remember or recall. So I mean, on the tech side of things, which is a bit more of your bag, I don't know if you can shed any light on that in terms of maybe the communities and stuff that you're involved with. But yeah, from a sales point of view, and when I go into chat with these clients or potential clients, at the end of the day, they just want a solution. So it's not like they're asking, does this incorporate AI or not? Maybe we'll start to get those questions more and more as some tools become to be more commonplace in payroll and our industries. But yeah, for now, it's really been, or it hasn't been brought up.
My thoughts is it's something waiting to be cracked by payroll vendors. Well, I say payroll vendors, I'm talking about your MYB zeros, like your 100 to 0 type ERPs. If they bring something out, then I think there'll be the first adopter type advantage. Like the bigger ones, like your Prontos, they're there, but that's not necessarily going to be for the smaller ones. So I'm really interested. I think Xero has some. What's it called? I think it's Jax has some. But when it starts interfacing into that, I think we'll probably get more, maybe. But from a tech side, it's kind of funny. We've effectively been using AI devices for many, many years. Face recognition, fingerprint recognition, they are still learning. Well, especially the face recognition, they learn, they adjust, they learn, they get better and better and better. As far as our business go, I don't think it will affect us at all, purely because what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of these AI improvements, they rely on data. You have to have data. And that's where we specialize, is in giving you the actual data. So for you to have what is an AI system that you might ask it a question and say, hey, is Mary getting a little bit tardy in her times? It'll be the AI LLM that's going to go over those timesheets and go, you know what? She's probably getting a little bit like 5 minutes late. But that's only going to rely on what is actual data that we give these companies, right? So I don't see a lot of AI adoption on our side. There might be some, but I think as far as data goes, whoever capitalizes in the different SME type space, the 1 to 250s, the larger and the less, I think the one that comes up with the best solution to solve the problems that these areas are having will be the one that will be potentially the one that will just outstrip the rest.
Yeah, the biggest fish, essentially.
Yeah, because in reality, people don't want to change payroll very often at all. And some if ever. So if you're going to move, you want to move to something that, is like, well, this is cool. I'm going to go to this. And maybe that's what's happening with a lot of the vendors at the moment. They're just waiting to see, who does come out with the best.
I was thinking, it's, someone's going to just emerge as the industry leader or favorite.
Yeah, that reason, yeah. So heading towards the end of the document, they've got the recommendations for organisations and vendors, and there's 4 points that they've highlighted for the organisations, and that's invest in skills and training, embed change management, start small then scale, engage in leadership. What are your thoughts on those 4 points?
Yeah, I think pretty important points for sure. I mean, considering we spoke about like the skills gap, I mean, that whole investing and skills and training is for sure required, and I totally agree. The change management, a big one. I assume that would involve also like risk management, and whether it's AI or any other change in a business, you need to obviously sell the idea or the pitch and for people to to have confidence in the fact that this is going to help the business essentially, or improve efficiency, improve production. So change management for sure. Yeah, starting small and scaling up, also important. Yeah, these are all, for sure, important points. And then we've got from the vendors side, it says, payroll software providers play a critical role in shaping AI adoption to build trust and uptake. Vendors should close the awareness gap, prioritize compliance-focused AI, build transparency into tools, and partner on capability development. What do you say to all of that?
Yeah, definitely the awareness gap. I think given the hesitation from a lot of payroll people that, their jobs are going to go, I don't think they will, but I think, keeping them along the journey and sort of explaining what they're doing is probably very valuable from the vendors. Otherwise, you're probably not going to get the adoption that you want. The prioritizing the compliance, that is definitely number one for me. It has to be data privacy number one, has to be compliant. Along with that is obviously the training. Keeping the training up to date. What else is there? Building the transparency and tools. Can't think of one. That one's probably an easy one in that just keeping all the stakeholders aware of what's going on. So, from your payroll team, your supervisors, your executive team, your employees. So just everyone is aware what's going on. Like you don't want to introduce R2D2 like straight up and people go, what the hell's this?
Yeah, exactly. Hence the, start small or whatever it said on the previous one.
Start small and scale up. Start small, yeah. Partner on compatibility and development, support clients and training. Yeah, I think that's another one. So often payroll people, especially the developers, don't know or assume that the user uses their system this way or don't know the real problems that they have. So I think having a clear communication or a board to say, hey, what are the things that you need or what are the problems that you want us to try to solve through AI? That'd be really cool. Instead of just going, hey, here's your tool to do this and going, well, that's not my biggest problem. My biggest problem is this. So yeah, I think communication both ways is really crucial.
Yeah. And getting leadership on board early.
Yep, yeah, exactly. All right, that's probably a wrap as far as AI and payroll. I think we're definitely on the early stage. Like initially, sort of earlier this year, it's like, yeah, it's coming up, It's getting more prominent than probably what I would have thought, but not surprised. I'm certainly looking forward to it. It's going to be really exciting. Like it's an exciting time. I've been in payroll for 25 years, so this is probably one of the largest changes in payroll other than face recognition or fingerprint that I've probably seen for a long time. So definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's cool to kind of be here in its early stages, knowing that it's it's inevitable. Yeah, so, it's going to be interesting over the next even just couple of years to see how payroll is going to be redefined and how accuracy and efficiency and compliance and all those things are going to change or improve.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I think that's our wrap for this episode of the podcast. Remember to subscribe to the upcoming ones or have a listen to the previous ones. We're going to try to provide as much value as we can to payroll, workforce time and attendance as much as we can. Look forward to the next one, Levon.
That's it. See you on the next one if we still have our jobs.
Exactly. Thanks, Levon.
All right. See ya.
Smarter times, stronger teams. Welcome to the BundyPlus Podcast. Welcome to the BundyPlus Podcast.